Hi, Astrid. Good evening.
Hi, teacher. Sorry for being late. I wasn't with my cell phone and I didn't know what to do or how to tell that I couldn't enter to the class today at the same hour.
Okay, so I don't know what are we going to do because we only have 30 minutes, right? And I'm not sure if it's going to be enough for the class, right? So maybe do you have any suggestion?
Mm, for em, no sé, si, bueno, ya el lunes tenía una hora que no vine, bueno, este ya es mi responsabilidad, ¿no? De llegar tarde.
Yes, it's
Pero no
okay,
sé
don't
si
worry.
podría el sábado recuperar esa hora del lunes, por favor.
Ok, está bien, pero habría que ver porque te cuento que no avancé con otras dos estudiantes. Entonces tengo que responder a ellas también. ¿A qué hora estás disponible el día sábado?
Para ser más segura, creo que sería a eso de igual que ahora, porque pues
¿A esta hora de la noche?
7 de la noche, tal vez,
Ok, puede ser.
u
Sí, yo
8,
creo que sí puede ser. Esa en Bolivia es a las, no estoy segura qué hora sigue en Bolivia.
una hora más.
Mm, ¿En tu
Y
país
si es
serían
acá
las 7?
7, allá 8.
Acá serían las 8.
Ajá, sí.
Sí, puede ser. Yo creo que sí hay un 90% de que salir. Entonces, igual podríamos reponer la clase. Mm, a ver, vamos. Sábados. Mm, Astrid, ¿y ahorita tienes tiempo? Ahorita es.
Sí, sí tengo.
Ok, entonces pasaremos directamente hoy día a la hora porque no tengo nada que hacer en realidad. Entonces, ¿te
Ok,
parece si
gracias. Sí, sí, está
estaría
bien.
bien para ti?
¿Cómo?
¿Estaría bien para ti pasar ahorita?
¿A esa hora del lunes?
No, ahora mismo.
De ahora. Bueno, sí, se te puede normal.
Okay, está bien. So we're going to start with today's classes, right? So, okay, give me a second. It is loading. So, okay. Can you please help me to remember until what part we stopped? I guess it
We were
was.
ready. We were ready yesterday, but
I'm sorry.
we were ready. Reading, sorry.
Okay. Oh yes. Um. Okay, can you please help me to remember what was the last lesson?
The lesson in future conditional.
Oh, okay, future conditional, yes. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen with you. So I have problems with person. I don't know why. I'm trying to join again. Give me a second. All right, so give me a second. I'm trying to join. Okay, yes, it's okay. No, it's okay. I hope so. No, I had some problems since today. afternoon, I couldn't join it person, so I had to cancel some classes. But now I hope it works. So, okay. Yes, it works. Right, that's great. Okay, so I already assigned the homework, right?
And yes, teacher. Just
Okay, so we stop in, oh my, I can't find the lesson first. Oh, we stop in future conditional, right?
yes. Mhm.
Okay, that's great. So today's lesson is about past perfect. So it's kind of short, right? Because it's only grammar, right? So can you see my screen?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, thank you. So today's lesson is about past perfect. It's another time tense, right? As you know, it's about the past. But we have some situations, and even though we can combine these time tenses, the past perfect, with another one. So the first thing is that we're gonna listen the audio.
Hi, I was just thinking back to about 7 years ago. I had given up my dreams of being an actor and I had started teaching. Now I'm a teacher and I'm making this video. So I guess I'm still an actor after all. Had given up and had started are examples of the past perfect. Let's learn more about this verb form.
Okay, we have this time tense in Spanish, and it is called the pluperfect, right? In Spanish, it's like pluscuamperfecto, right? So we have, I really like this lesson because the structure, it's very easy, right? It's not difficult. So we have given up and have started. It's a verb tense used to talk about actions that were completed before some point in the past. So let's learn more about it.
We use the past perfect to talk about something that happened before a specific time in the past.
It was 8:30. Jackie and Dean had left Valentino's.
This means Jackie and Dean left before 8:30.
Okay, so we have the past perfect. This time tense is gonna help us to talk about something that happened before a specific time in the past. So as you can see, we have two actions, both happened in the past, right? And what does it mean, right? In the timeline, it means like they left before 8:30, right? It was 8:30, and then, right? They left, okay? As I told you, this is a tense to talk about actions that were completed before some point in the past. For example, we were shocked to discover that someone had graffitied, right, on our front door, right? So I'm using the past perfect. Then something that we have to know about this time tense is that it's for talking about something that happened before something else, right? Imagine waking up one morning, right, and stepping outside to grab the newspaper, right, to take the newspaper to grab. On your way back in, you notice a mysterious message route is crowded across your front door, right? So for that case, or well, when you're telling this story to your friends later, right? So until this part, you have already seen these totals, right? Then how would you describe that moment if you now are gonna see your friends, right? Your colleagues. So it could be, I turned back to the house and saw that someone named Tutus had the face on my front door, right? So you're telling a story about what happened in the past, right? So we have to know when are we gonna use the past perfect, right? So what's the difference between the past perfect and simple past? Because we can imagine that could be they, both of these time tenses could sound similar in some way, right? So it's very common to get confused, right? When you're talking about some point in the past, right, and want to reference an event that happened even earlier, right, incluso más antes, using the past perfect allows you to convey the sequence of the events, right? So it also clearer and more specific, right? So we were really, we're gonna look for some examples then, but don't forget the past perfect is a time tense that help us to express, right, an action that were completed before some time in the past. Okay, so this is very, you have to know this, right? Because as I tell you, there is a big difference between the past perfect and the simple past, right? So do you have any question about the use of the past perfect? When do we have to use it?
No, teacher.
Okay.
So
I'm going to explain this part in Spanish, right? El pasado perfecto es similar al pasado simple, right? Pero el pasado perfecto se usa para referirse a una acción que ocurrió en el pasado antes que otra, right? En este caso, la primera acción se conjuga en pasado perfecto, mientras que la segunda acción, es decir, la más reciente, en pasado simple. For example, if I'm going to say, I have watched the movie before I read the book. Okay, so what is the first action in this case? Can you identify? You have two actions in this sentence, right? Which one is first?
Yeah, I had watched the movie.
Yes, right? Vi la película antes de leer el libro, ¿ok? So, esa es la relación que tiene el pasado perfecto con el pasado simple. And then it's gonna help us to talk about an action that happened before a specific time in the past, right? For example, I had fallen asleep when the clock rang at 11 p.m. Okay, so again, we have the first action and then we have the later action. Now, we're gonna continue with the structure of the past perfect. As I told you, I really like this topic because it's very simple. When we're gonna talk about the structure, happens the same. It's very simple. We only have two things. Of course, we omit the subject because we already know it works like that. So let's continue with point number 2.
We form the past perfect with had plus the past participle. We often use the contraction de with pronoun subjects. Nick and Talia already knew each other. They'd taken classes together in college.
Okay, so the past perfect structure is the auxiliary had and the verb in its participle form. And we actually use contractions, right? They taken. Now, I know because we use the contraction, sometimes it gets difficult to understand, right? Because of the fluency of the language, right? But how do I know? Because of the verb, right? Entonces el verbo me ayuda a identificar si se utiliza, porque a veces pasa tan desapercibido las contracciones que no se puede diferenciar, especialmente para nosotros que aprendemos el idioma. Entonces, ¿cómo nos podríamos dar cuenta por el verbo en participio? Entonces, ahí ya diferencia. ¿Okay? Because in speaking, yes, they taken, right? The pronunciation is very, it's not, how can I explain? It's not like a T, it's like D, right? They, taken, I'm not saying date, right? Date, taken classes together in college, okay? So we only need two parts, the auxiliary verb, and when I'm going to talk about it, when I'm gonna talk in third person in plural singular, I'm not gonna modify the auxiliary verb. For he had, they have, I have, for all the subjects, we're gonna use the auxiliary have. Okay?
Okay, teacher.
Okay, so
I have a question, teacher. Maybe, okay, when I want to use the past perfect with another action, I am going to use the simple past in the another action. For example, she had eaten pasta before they arrived, right?
yes, it's
In the
great.
past, in simple past.
Yes. Both, this is a combination that is going to help us to show the relationship between two actions in the past. So you can conjugate it, right? So your sentence, your example was great.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
Okay. All right, so algo que sí, creo que hay 5 errores comunes que los estudiantes cometen cuando se habla del past perfect. Los perfectos son un poquito complejos, right? El primer error es confundir el pasado perfecto con el presente perfecto. Nos damos cuenta por la estructura. Uno es have y el otro es had, y por el uso, por supuesto. Otro error es confundir el pasado perfecto con el pasado simple. Si ambos tiempos, si bien ambos tiempos verbales se refieren a acciones terminadas en el pasado perfecto relaciona dos acciones. ¿Ok? Nos vamos a dar cuenta, creo que tenemos estos ejemplos acá. ¿No? Acá está, en el número 4. Ahorita vamos a ver ese punto. Y después, a ver qué otro. Algo que también es súper frecuente es confundir el never con ever al usarlo en superlativos, right? No utilizamos never en oraciones superlativas. Recordamos que los superlativos son most difficult, right? For example. And then, so if I'm going to say, I don't know, let me check. Okay, it was the most difficult game I have never played. Ok, no utilizamos never con los superlativos. Ok, entonces en todo caso ya elimino porque ya es superlativo, no necesito nuevamente poner porque es bien redundante. Ok, y otro que es súper común es la conjugación de los verbos. Por eso es que siempre les digo, antes de pasar a los tiempos verbales que contienen el perfecto, es necesario saberse los verbos en sus 3 formas. ¿Ok? Entonces, y también saber diferenciar qué es un auxiliar. El auxiliar en el pasado did, en el presente does, do. Do you have any question? Right? Did you finish your homework? Esos auxiliares no tienen traducción. Pero estos auxiliares, si hablan, está mal traducir, lo sé, pero para que se den una idea, les digo, es he jugado, tomado, right? Es o as, ¿ok? Ese es el pluscuamperfecto en castellano. Entonces hay que tener mucho cuidado al momento de conjugar los verbos, ¿ok?
Okay, teacher. I used to think maybe when in the present perfect, yo he comido something like that, and in past perfect, I don't know if it is good, but I used to think in yo había jugado, yo había comido.
Si vamos a utilizar el presente perfecto, es he estado comiendo, pero ya con el continuo, right? He comido, había comido. Pasado perfecto, había comido. Presente perfecto, he comido. Right? Pero por lo general el presente perfecto es con... a ver, creo que te voy a enviar ahorita un PDF. No sé si esta era tu pregunta, Astrid.
Algo así de que sí más o menos, o sea, que yo el presente perfecto lo relaciono con he comido o algo así, y el pasado con había comido, había dormido, o habían
Sí.
salido.
Sí, bueno, en realidad esa puede ser una diferencia, right? Ahora, algo que pasa es que en inglés sí se nota la diferencia, en castellano no. Mis alumnos me dicen, pero teacher, suena lo mismo. No, no es lo mismo. Solo que nosotros utilizamos, no mal, pero como tenemos modismos y el lenguaje a veces sufre modificaciones, es súper común confundir los tiempos verbales. ¿Ok? Entonces, en gramática tal vez se podría traducir como he terminado, right? Y en el pasado perfecto había terminado. Porque ambos están en este y había, es la diferencia, porque en cuanto al verbo es lo mismo, son en participios, es el endo de la oración, right? Entonces, presente perfecto, he terminado, pasado perfecto, había terminado. ¿Ok?
Okay, teacher. Thank you.
All right. So let's continue with the third point.
We often introduce the specific time with by. My boyfriend and I had split up by the middle of the semester. In the example, the specific time was the middle of the semester. Talia broke up with her boyfriend before then.
Okay, I'm trying to send these. Okay, yes, I get it. I'm saying, okay, I just sent a PDF. Te acabo de enviar un PDF, Astrid, donde vas a encontrar todos los tiempos verbales, los usos. Todo está con colores y demás. Incluso tenemos los condicionales. Entonces, ahí
Muchas gracias.
información de todos los tiempos verbales, están absolutamente todos. ¿Ok?
Gracias, teacher.
All right. But what happened? Okay, I guess I don't know.
No me llegó
Okay,
todavía,
no.
pero supongo que está cargado.
I sent to another student. Give me a second. Yes, now it's okay.
Yes, yes, teacher.
All right, so take a look to this PDF, please. We have the simple present, the present progressive, simple past, past progressive, simple present perfect progressive, simple past perfect progressive. We have the future will be going to. We have the future progressive, future perfect, simple with the progressive. We have the conditional, the fourth, I would be working he would work, and we have the conditional simple, right? Estos son los modales. ¿Ok? Son los modales. Y abajo te da una referencia de los que están con azul, son los infinitivos. Dark green, auxiliary. Orange, the ending, ing, right? And you have them. Okay?
Yes, teacher, okay.
All right, thank you. So we're gonna continue with point number 3, and it's very basic, right? We can also use in the present perfect, right? And the past perfect, continuous, and then because this doesn't have a specific tense, right? You can conjugate it in order to give a specific time. When we're going to introduce a specific time, not always a specific, because sometimes we don't know, but could be near, right? So my boyfriend and I had split up, right? Had split up. It's like break up, similar to break up, but not at all, like a separation. Okay, that's the meaning of split up. So by the middle of the semester, right? So you can place it at the beginning, there is no problem. By the middle of the semester, my boyfriend and I had a split up, and there is no problem. Or you can place it at the end. In both ways, well, both ways are up to you. So Talia broke up with her boyfriend before then. So do you have any question maybe?
And teacher, about the had split up, it's like, o sea, es una, si no es tanto una separación, sería como terminar una relación así simple de enamorados o algo así. No es
Exactamente,
algo serio, no es algo tan formal.
exactamente. Es como que en realidad puede ser incluso comprendido como terminar en sí, right? Pero es como que se empieza a tener un distanciamiento y así. Y se puede utilizar como break up. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. So now this is what I talked about the past perfect and the simple past. So there is nothing new in this point, right? It's a combination between two sentences in order to show which event happened first and then which one was the second. So let's listen the audio.
We also use the past perfect to show a relationship between two past events. We use the past perfect for the earlier event and the simple past for the later event.
Dean and Jackie had left the restaurant by the time Nick and Talia ordered dessert.
This means that first Dean and Jackie left. Then Nick and Talia ordered dessert.
Okay, so we're gonna use this combination of the past perfect and simple past to show the relationship between two past events, only if you consider it necessary, right? It's not like you have to do it. No, if you consider that, or if you want to show the relationship, if you consider it, you are going to use this structure. Dean and Jackie have left the restaurant, so we're going to use the past perfect to show the first action, right? Then we have by the time, right? We're using by the time to show or to introduce the specific time or near there from that. Then Nick and Talia ordered a dessert. So that's the second event that happened in the past. So Dean and Jackie left, okay? This is the first action. Then, right, Nick and Talia ordered a dessert. So this is very common to use this combination, right? This relationship between the two actions, right? The earlier event is conjugated with the past perfect, and the later event is conjugated with the simple past. So, do you have any question maybe?
No, teacher.
Okay, thank you. So let's continue with the last page. Okay, this is very important, right? We have some words to emphasize, right? Already, yet, and never. So let's listen here.
We often use already, yet, and never with the past perfect. These words emphasize that the event in the past perfect occurred first.
By the time Talia studied for the exam with Nick, she had already broken up with her boyfriend.
Okay, so we have already, yet, and never, right? This is very, very simple, right? When we're gonna emphasize some words, some parts, right? We're going to use already, for example. Already is used to emphasize that something was completed before something else happened. She has already come, right? Already refers to something that is in the present or recent past, but not in the future. We don't use already in the future, right? And we can use it in affirmative statements, right? And sometimes we can use it in questions. Now the question, where does it go? The position of already can come between the auxiliary verb and the verb, right? And the principal verb, the verb in the participle form. For example, I have, we can also use with the present perfect, right? I had already made the coffee, right? She had already broken up with her boyfriend, okay? So as I told you before, we're using by to introduce the time, the specific time in the past. By the time Talia studied for the exam with Nick, she had already broken up, right? So already means that something happened earlier than we expected. Por lo general se podría dar a entender el already como algo que ha pasado como la primera acción, sabemos, mucho más antes de lo que esperábamos, ¿ok? Se puede utilizar con el presente perfecto, right? Especialmente también. Then we have another one that is still, we don't have still in this part, still. Still means that something is ongoing, hasn't finished, particularly when it was expected to finish earlier. Is your father still at the same company? The baby is still crying. I'm still doing my homework. Are you still playing basketball? Right. El still se puede utilizar con otros tiempos verbales, no hay ningún problema. Ahora, yet. Yet means that something that we expected has happened or hasn't happened. We usually put it at the end of the sentence. La ubicación de yet va casi al final, right? En su mayoría va al final. Vamos a utilizar yet para indicar que algo que, sobre lo que esperábamos no ha pasado, right? O ya ha pasado, pero se utiliza con negativa, right? She won't, give me a second. She, Samuel, oh, Samuel had bought a new dress, but he hasn't worn it Ok, el yet se utiliza para negativa por lo general, mayormente. Y tenemos el último que es never. Never se puede utilizar para afirmativa. She had never broken with her boyfriend. Broken up with her boyfriend. Pero cuando utilizamos never ya no utilizamos ningún auxiliar en negativo, right? ¿Por qué? Porque ya es negativo, entonces sería redundante. Estas palabras son enfatizadoras. Se puede utilizar con el pasado perfecto, en el caso de already, con el presente perfecto. Still podemos combinarlo con el presente continuo, right? Con el presente perfecto y never de la misma manera. So, what else? Do you have any question maybe?
If with yet could I use in positive in negative sentences with yet or only negative?
Only with negative. Yet es todavía, right?
Okay.
Todavía, si utilizaríamos con afirmativa, sería he had broken up with her boyfriend yet. Entonces, ¿dónde está mi negativo? Por eso, solo utilizamos con negativo. She hadn't broken up with her boyfriend yet. ¿Ok? Ahora, el que sí se puede utilizar con afirmativa es still. Still sí se puede, ambos tienen el mismo significado, pero still es para afirmativa y el yet es para negativo. Ahora, de que vas a escuchar tal vez en algún slang y luego sí se podría, pero muy difícil. ¿Ok? Es muy rara la vez que se escucha. ¿Ok? All right, so what else? Okay, yes, that will be everything about point number 5. And we're going to finish with number 6.
We can use the simple past for two past events when it's clear which came first. This is often the case when you use after, before, or as soon as to connect the events.
Nick had decided not to ask Talia out as soon as he heard that she had a boyfriend.
Or Nick decided not to ask Talia out as soon as he heard that she had a boyfriend. Both sentences mean that Nick decided not to ask Talia out when he heard that she had a boyfriend.
Okay. We can use a simple past for two past events when it's clear which came first. This is often the case when you use after, before, or as soon as to connect the events. In these two examples, we have as soon as. This is a connector. In the first one, we're using the past perfect had decided. Nick had decided not to ask Talia out as soon as he heard that she had a boyfriend. And then we're continuing with the simple past. But when the meaning is clear, well, no, not the meaning. When it's clear which event happened first, we can only use simple past, right? Because the meaning is going to be the same. But when are you going to notice that it's part of the logical sense, right? Cuando a veces ya sabemos que ha pasado primero, es innecesario utilizar el pasado perfecto. Se puede, sí se puede. Y el significado va a ser el mismo. ¿Cómo te vas a dar cuenta? Por el contexto, right? El contexto ya a veces cuando ya, porque se recomienda algo que los estudiantes hacen es pensar en inglés y luego traducirlo en inglés. Ok, yo siempre les recomiendo directamente pensar en inglés, right? Entonces, de esa manera ya te vas a fijar qué acción ha pasado primero. Ok, Nick had decided not to ask Talia out as soon as he heard that she had a boyfriend. so it's clear. But it's up to you, and your guide is going to be your context, right? Something that I want to clarify, apart from point number 6, is the use of never, right? We have another one, and it is ever, right? We have never, and we have ever and never, right? Both of them sound similar, but are different, right? We actually use, we can use ever and never for the past perfect and the present perfect. It's important the use of this to talk about life experiences, and especially with the present perfect. So ever we use in questions. Have you ever ridden a motorcycle? I've never seen a dolphin, right? That's the difference. Ever is most useful in questions, right? So in questions we use ever, and in negative we use never. Combine it with an affirmative verb. However, we can also use ever with a negative verb to create a negative sentence, you know? And the meaning is the same. For example, if I'm going to say, he has never traveled outside his country. Okay. He hasn't ever traveled outside his country. Okay, so we're using never and ever, right? Here, in this case, right? We're combining, right? We're using ever with a negative verb to create a negative sentence, and it's okay, right? Then we can use ever for questions. Have you ever been to the opera? Right? They haven't ever wanted to move away from their hometown. It's never snowed in Miami. The climate is much too hot. You've never gone on a cruise, have you? Right? So that will be everything about the use of ever and never. Do you have any question maybe?
No, teacher, I think it's clear.
Okay, if you don't have any question, in the future, right? I guess we didn't see the lesson of the present perfect. I'm not sure, right? So I guess we're gonna look for it forward, and then I'm going to explain you we have more words, not only to emphasize, for example, one time, 2 times, 3 times, once, twice, that we have to know how to combine, right? And we have we already seen yet and just, right? There's missing something, and it is just. We use it with the present perfect. We're gonna look for it forward. And yes, that will be everything about it. I don't want to confuse you, but in order for you to know what could be maybe the as a short screen, right, about the lesson, that will be everything about it. Okay, so if you don't have any question, that will be everything for until this part, right? So let's continue with the activity we have. Okay, something that I'm going to ask for is you have to take care with the context, right? So I'm going to share my screen. Once you can see it, please let me know.
Yes, teacher.
Okay,
I can see.
can you? Okay, thank you. Can you please read the instruction?
Complete each dialogue, click on the box and choose the correct answer. Did you watch Newsline last night? No. It had already ended by the time I got home. What did you do last night? I went to sleep as soon as I finished dinner. When did you get started in the news business? It was in 1988. It's sunny, but I never given any thought to journalists when I was in college. Had you worked at all before then? Not much. I'd just graduated the first. Dean is a great athlete, isn't he? Just by his last year in school, he he hit already won some awards. How'd you see John this morning? No. He had left on the first on an assignment before I got here.
Okay, so do you want to modify something?
No.
Okay, so let's check. All right, that was great. Congrats, it was great. You got 6 out of 6, right? Do you have any question about this first practice?
Yeah. No, teacher, it's clear.
Okay, thank you. So let's continue with the second practice. Oh. The name of the course is like Astrid Daniela, not Mariela. What happened here?
Oh, it's mine. I thought that it was the name of maybe another teacher. Or I didn't.
Oh, what happened? Okay. I want to check this because, oh yeah, we only have one course, so it's okay. I got scared for a second because I thought that it was the other course with the other teacher, and then this was another course, but no, it's only one course. So okay, we're gonna continue with the second practice. Okay, so once you can say it, please let me know.
Just teacher.
Okay, can you please read the instruction?
Okay, complete the magazine interview, type the correct form, simple past or past perfect of the verb in parentheses into the blank. You're a casting director, can you explain what you do? It's simple, I hire actors to work in movies. And did you start out as a casting director? And oh no, I was an actor, but after 5 years, I still I still mm, yeah. I hadn't got got oh, I don't know. Okay. And
Is that the participle of get?
I don't remember very well, but is goten maybe?
Okay. Go get, got, and gotten. Okay, so yes, let's continue, please.
Any good thing, and I wanted to stay in the business. How did you get your first casting job? I didn't get a part at that time. Um, I hadn't given up on nothing yet.
Okay, Astrid, please give me a second. I want to check something. I'm not sure. Oh, yes, it's good. Okay, yes, now it's okay. So I'm going to share my screen with you again. And please continue.
Okay, the casting director said, I don't want to hire you to it, but why not do casting with me? So that's when you change careers? Yes, I really had hadn't I don't remember. Hadn't thought. I
Okay.
really hadn't thought about casting until she suggested.
Yes.
But it sounded like a great idea. How important is luck for a new actor? Preparation is more important than luck. A few years ago, I heard someone who is now very famous. When I hired him, he hadn't taken many acting classes, so he was lucky to get the job. By the time I offered him his the second job, he had studied a lot more. That preparation made him successful.
Okay. Do you want to modify something?
No.
Okay, let's submit. And I hope I haven't any mistake. Okay, you got great. Congrats. You've got 8 out of 8. Okay.
Okay, teacher, thank you.
All right. So was it difficult for you, Astrid?
In some part, because I didn't understand very well the first time, but maybe I need to take my time to answer. But it's
Yes.
clear in general. I think it's clear.
Yes, it's time of the only thing that we have to do is to practice, right? So everything is about practice. If we don't, I know we only have an hour per class per day, so it's not enough at all. So if you can in your free time practice your English, right? It would be a great idea, right? So
Mhm.
with the PDF I send you, it's gonna be a little bit more clear. And something that I was forgetting, please don't forget to practice the verbs, right?
Oh,
The
yes, teacher, I
participle.
need to practice that.
Yes.
Thank you.
So please don't forget. I'm gonna ask it for tomorrow, right? I'm gonna ask you in whatever moment. So, do you have any question, Astrid?
No, teacher. No.
Okay, thank you. That's great. So I'm going to launch the poll. Can you please fill it? If you have any question or them, just let me know.
Yes, it's done.
Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, Astrid. That will be everything for today. Have a great night and see you tomorrow. Right?
Okay, teachers. Thank you, and see you tomorrow.
Bye bye.